Mera, I'm not playing no more, okay? This is serious, okay? This is excellence here, right? Yeah. Come on.
Hey yo, you thought we was lame cause we talk about Jesus and not how to spend 20 large on a skeezer. Come to a show where we wildin' like whoa. After you beat the flow, you'll be like, oh no. Them dudes hot, you don't know. Blew the spot, you don't know.
I plotted to take his life, and on the particular night of my crime, that's when I saw him, and I committed my offense.
It was supposed to be a fight, like a rumble, I guess. And instead of fighting, me and one of my co-actors decided to shoot.
I felt like I wasn't wanted in my house, but I was wanted with my gang associates. So I figured, well, I might as well be like them. This is my family.
My name is Luis, TYC number 1003008. I'm 19 years old.
My name is Mondre. My TYC number 0964438. I'm 19 years old.
My name is Billy. My TYC number is 1007324. I'm 20 years old.
I've been here 3.5 years. I'm here for murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
I've been in TYC for 3 years. My committing offense is aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon.
I've been here 5 years for murder. I knew there was gonna be a long time before that door opened, and I walked out them gates. I'm here for the offense of murder. I took someone's life with something that I regret, making that bad decision. Matter of fact, all the assaults I ever had was gang related. The only time I fought was for my gang. I want that acceptance. I want that attention, that power. Now, I see that I really didn't have no power. I really didn't. At the time, I felt like I did. I thought I was respected, but I was really feared. People really didn't respect me for the things I was doing like I thought they did. First time I used a weapon was when I robbed someone for some money, and I had a 38. That's the first time I had a gun, and my gang gave me the gun. I did my crime, so I gotta take my responsibility. If you're gonna do something, be prepared for the consequences, but don't do nothing to nobody that you won't want done to you or to your family.
I'm here for murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I was gang involved, and I was into graffiti a lot, fighting at school and stuff. And we had confrontations with the rival gang members, and it led up to a fight at a restaurant. I took 2 weapons. I took a shotgun, a sawed-off shotgun, and a rifle. And it was supposed to be a fight, like a rumble, I guess. And instead of fighting, me and one of my co-actors decided to shoot. And I killed one man, and I shot another one in the back.
Did you belong to a tagging crew or a gang that was out there?
Yes, it was a gang. We was a part of a gang. Mostly friends and cousins, close cousins.
What advice do you think you'd give a young person about whether or not they're thinking about joining a gang right now?
Not to. It's all fake. It's a bunch of nonsense. There's the attention you're getting from them, the acceptance. There's many other ways you can get it.
A hat, shorts, and basic hygiene that we need in a bar of soap that we keep out all day so that we can, as we use the restroom, we can wash our hands. Our bunks, we make our bunks every morning. My offense was my first gun-related offense, but I had taken a knife to school before, and I had been in fights in which I had used weapons. At the time, I didn't see myself coming anywhere near doing good. I mean, I saw myself going downhill already, but definitely frustration because I didn't stop it sooner. I didn't stop my cycle sooner. I didn't break it. tell them to always consider it very carefully and to not underestimate what can be done to them as young adults or as children, because consequences are given regardless of age.
Trying to prove yourself to other people only gets you in trouble. You gotta be yourself. First you gotta accept yourself.
But nothing's worth it. Victimizing somebody else, there's no price that you can really pay to redeem yourself for something like that.
The fact that I killed somebody, it's always on my mind that all the things I'm doing, I kept them from doing.
1076 with 2A and 2B back to the dorm.
Housing 10-4.
Take them on.
I'm a superhero, my style super thorough. Make sure you give me depths when I pop through your burrow. I'm cool with the Iceman, hung out with Spider-Man. Don't chill with Batman, he always wanna fight a man. Used to date Supergirl, she was so fly. Only problem, she had bigger biceps than mine. I don't run fast and I can't even fly. No webs from my wrist, heat vision from my eyes. Sorta like Two-Face, my fights with me, man. One side is Skeletor, the other is He-Man. The other villains trip when they see me coming through, cause the villain I battle is me from getting you. Perched on a city building, waiting for the next thriller. Holla at me, they call me the Flesh Killer.
I rise up and I'm ready to fight. Ain't better fool that can go blow for blow, cause I'm powered by the Most High. Wherever there's trouble, you can find me near. I can save the day, I'll give you something to fear. Look in the sky, it's not a bird or a plane, it's your neighborhood friend. See, I'm the Flesh Killer. This is the story about the war inside. Split personality, Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. He runs to the darkness, but he flees from the light. He was born on the left, so it's hard to do right. And every battle he fights, it's like the fight for his life. Cause in order to win, he's gotta die tonight. See, this is the challenge that we all gotta face. So we run to the Lord to find amazing grace. Hey! I rise up and I'm ready to fight. Ain't better fool that can go blow for blow, cause I'm powered by the Most High. Wherever there's trouble, you can find me near. I can save the day, I'll give you something to fear. Look in the sky, it's not a bird or a plane, it's your neighborhood friend. I'm the Flesh Killer.
It was all good, we was all happy and peaceful, until we played the creator and acted deceitful. In our body we received an injection so lethal that made us liars and thieves, even kill our own people. And I'm a superhero, but I'm still infected, and we all infected, so the cure is precious. My weapon holds the fits in the belt of my pants. The bullets are hollowed and filled with the blood of the lamb. But how can I save people with this blood on my hand? I used to be a villain with the most devious plans. My goons would take orders, work my every demand, till I met the captain of the superhero command. And his power was incredible, yes, unforgettable. Changed me from a villain to a hero with a better view. Perched on a city building, waiting for the next thriller. Yep, it's your neighborhood Flesh Killer.
I rise up and I'm ready to fight. Ain't better fool that can go blow for blow, cause I'm powered by the Most High. Wherever there's trouble, you can find me near. I can save the day, I'll give you something to fear. Look in the sky, it's not a bird or a plane, it's your neighborhood friend. I'm the Flesh Killer.
Hey guys, what's going on? I hope y'all enjoying the video. I just want to pop in right now and just give you a few statistics. See, remember at the beginning we stated that your purpose is to do good. And in the Bible, God talks about everything he created at the beginning. He said he created it good. He created the animals and the shrubs and the trees, and he said all of them were good. And then when man was created, it was good too. Now God says it's not good that a man should be alone, and he created a woman from the man, and that was good. So man and woman was good. But then when sin came into the world, or when man decided to go off on his own and make decisions outside God's will, then bad came into the world. And now man has a problem. He's no longer has a connection to good. He now lives by his own whims and what he thinks. And so now he has a connection to knowledge that he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the intent of it. He doesn't know the purpose of it. And every decision that he makes it based on his own desire. So when people make decisions based on their own desires, then what happens is most of the time they wind up making bad decisions, because we in ourselves are selfish. We in ourselves think about ourselves first than anybody else. And so in doing so, we create consequences for ourselves that turn out to be really bad. But when we start thinking about others before we think about ourselves, when we start thinking about the decisions that we're about to make, then this flesh thing that we just heard sung about in that video that came before me, we have a tendency then to start saying, you know what? I'm not going to let my emotions and my fears take over control of me and make me go down a pathway that will cause consequences that will change my life for years to come. Hey, I just want y'all to think about that for a minute. Because when you make a decision, think about how many people you affect. And if it's a bad one, you affect them negatively. If it's a good decision, you affect them in positive ways that you could not understand. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how with a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, he can direct you through wisdom on how to make prosperous decisions that won't only benefit you, but will benefit others connected to you for years and years and years. Hey, keep watching, man. We're going back to the show.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
I'll open my mouth to the Lord and I won't turn back. I will go, I shall go, to see what the end's gonna be.
Whoa, who's that yonder dressed in red?
This nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. Let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. I had a reputation for violence in the city. I was part of the main firm.
I was knocking around with hitmen from Glasgow and things. Even from about 17, I was having like armed sieges with the police, and I was locked up for bank robberies and all kinds of things. But for most of my teenage years, I was in and out of one offenders institution or another. I'm standing in the middle of Crothers Park Flats in the West End of Newcastle. I used to live in these flats, and these flats hold a lot of memories for me. I was once arrested here after a fight with 15 policemen in the flats here. I was once accused of hanging a man out the 8th floor of that block of flats there. And also I was once arrested 3 times over the Christmas period for aggravated burglary and for Section 18 malicious wounding with an axe. We're in Scotswood in the west end of the city. I grew up on these streets. These streets were really tough. You had the famous Scotswood Road there, 54 bars and all the men, a lot of fighting going on in this place. And life here was tough and you had to grow up fast. This area here is known as the Marley Dip. I used to organise a lot of gang fights in this area, and we would have battles here every night with all gangs from all over the place. We were like with the West End Whale Bunch and Blakelow Agro Boys and all these other gangs, and there used to be pitch battles in this place every night. There were bottles and knives and baseball bats, and at school I had my first encounter with a murder squad after one young boy was killed here. Back in the early 80s and that, this is where you would see the majority of gang fighting in the West End of Newcastle. My job was to look after the clubs in Newcastle city centre. I became part of the firm who controlled, the whole thing in the area, So it was like really like high level sort of crime that I was involved with. I was empty inside. I thought if I have a lot of money, I'll be happy. So I would rob places and I'd get the money. And then nothing seemed to build a happiness into my life because I was trying to fill it with the wrong things. I was snorting a lot of cocaine. I was, smoking a lot of joints, but cocaine was my real problem. And I was probably doing about £1,000 worth a night. Some nights of partying and wining and dining and clubs and and all this sort of thing. And I was a drug addict. Cocaine was my real problem. And I was desperate, and I wanted out of this. There was a lot of drug wars going on. A lot of my friends are dead. A lot of them dead through suicide. Some of them were shot dead. Some of them were drug overdoses. And I'm lucky to be alive, and I'm only alive because God had a plan for my life. To cut a long story short, the doctors had told my wife that she was pregnant with Victoria, that Victoria might be born spina bifida. I went to a wedding, and I came out of the church, and I was looking for Kath. I couldn't see anywhere. And when she came out, she told us that she'd sat in there and she'd said to God, if this baby was born okay, that she would bring her back here and get her christened. And so, baby was born okay. We went back for the christening there. But at the christening, we invited me gran. Now, there was something about seeing me gran. The light in her was playing havoc with the darkness inside of me. And I became ashamed of what I'd become because I was a monster. But I was desperately unhappy inside. One night I said to Kath, look, I've got to change. I've got to get out of this. I want to get off the drugs, but I don't know how. And this voice kept challenging us. And so I decided one night we're going to pack up, leave the life, get rid of the bars, and we're going to move and just go and not tell anybody. I was part of the firm and I had to just go, and I didn't want to tell anybody. I just went, and that was it. It came to 16th of August 1995. I picked up a Bible that somebody left in the house. And Jesus really was my last chance saloon. And I said, Jesus, if you are really God and you can help me. I went into my bedroom. The sun was streaming in the windows. I didn't know how to pray. I got on my hands and knees. And I said, Jesus, if you are really God and you can help me, I'm yours. And it was as simple as that. And I remember just this light just increasing, coming in the window, feeling of well-being start to flow over my body. Didn't know what was happening. It was just the peace. I never felt peace like this flowing over my body. And the light was getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and I couldn't look at this light. And I had my hands over my eyes. And when I took my hands away, Jesus was standing there, just as real as I'm looking at you. And he said to me, son, your sins are forgiven. Go now and sin no more. At that moment, a 15-year drug addiction was broken instantly. More than 20 years of drinking alcohol was broken instantly. For the first time in my life, I felt peace in my mind and in my heart and in my spirit. There was absolute joy inside of us. I cannot describe it. I've had every drug on the planet and there was nothing at all like this. And I was what you call born again at that moment. I was in all the newspapers, in that local newspapers, because people couldn't believe somebody like me could be changed or become a Christian. So the story's gone all over the world. God's used it very powerfully, and I've had the privilege to lead thousands of people to Jesus. You know, that's my vocation in life, and you know, no matter what your problems are, God can help you. He's helped me. From this point, God started to use us powerfully in the healing ministry. I did a healing service. The first time I prayed for somebody, it was a woman who was blind in one eye, and she got a sight in her eye. I remember staying up all night praying for a little girl who'd had terminal cancer. God healed her. And he said he used to batter people with those hands. Now I'm going to use those hands to heal the sick. And so I travelled all over the world. Sometimes I was preaching to little house groups. Sometimes I was preaching in little churches or prisons, preaching in schools. Other times it would be like stadiums full of people in Africa or South America. And I went to I've done 20 or 30 countries or something. And I've been preaching the gospel all over the world.
Amber, give me that fire, fire, back. Give me that flame, flame, flame. Give me that, give me that, give me that. Absolutely, you can give me that.
If it's mine, if it's good for me,
give me that.
I want it all. Give me that Bible. Give me that mic, I'll drop Jesus in it, wait so we can make a disciple. Can't surpass Christ, there's no taking his title. A passion for Christ, I'll have you praying for revival. Give me my city, yeah, give me that. Less fish, gospel of peace, yeah, you can give me that. Fresh kicks, give me that. Rest with your blessing, Lord, I'm desperate. You gave me your life, so I look forward to my exit. I used to be a punk kid, used to want to run with dudes who wanna hunt to turn our ones into hundreds. Used to want the blunt to be blunt, I wanted trees just to alter my mind. Now I find I'm wanting Jesus. Used to wanna roll mad deep with a street clip. Wanna hold the heat on the low like a secret. God's spirit penetrated my soul on the sneak tip. Took control, now I'm in the soul like a leaflet.
Give me that fire, give me that flame. Give me that fresh wind, give me that rain. Give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God, you can give me all things. Give me that fire, flame. Give me that fresh wind, give me that rain. Give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God, you can give me all things.
I know you got riches, I know you got ice. Your life is a big party, you're partying all night. You don't mind not knowing Christ in your mind, that's alright. You might not get this now, but you're kind of a soul type. You keep with the trends, cool's your middle name. On your pants you got a chain that droops like Lil Wayne. You're tattooed in a Benz, maybe you're in a range. Ladies, you driving crazy, nothing's crazier than your frame. This is a shame, it's the age and I'm game to be an agent of change in the age. It's like a page in a flame. Just smoke, just mirrors, just vapor is plain. To see your holy God's not one of your favorite things. I was just like you, but God moved on a fellow. Gave me good news that I could use on the ghetto. Maybe it's you who wants to U-turn to settle. You're dead if you do, I'll tell you it's been settled.
Give me that fire, give me that flame. Give me that fresh wind, give me that rain. Give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God, you can give me all things. Give me that fire, flame. Give me that fresh wind, give me that rain. Give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God, you can give me all things.
So you got platinum, we got a Lord. If we want, we could ask him, but he's our reward. Gotta be perfect, it can't be 3 out of 4. If you're sick of falling short, then he got a cure. Give me that cure, that door, that hero. Give me that grace to never chase the De Niro. How much glory should you give your boy? Zero. That will cause beef with the lamb like a gyro. Give me that day we choose you over shining, truth over rhyming, virtue over diamonds. Give me some change, sometimes I do need the dough. And give me some pain, something I do need to grow. Give me what I won't ask for, don't give me what I seek. When I creep, I'm a sheep, give me dope pasture. Give me life, just like you intended. And sight to see you raised like the day you ascended. Give me that fire, give me that flame, give me that fresh wind, give me that rain, give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God who can give me all things. Give me that fire, that flame, give me that fresh wind, give me that rain, give me that freedom, you can have the chains. Give me that God who can give me all things.
Your book, Beyond Belief, now I believe you started writing it last year, even before you knew what was going to happen this season. In general, why did you feel that you wanted to write the book, and who did you hope it might benefit?
Well, the main reason is, obviously God's given me such a platform to share what He's done in my life, and my wife telling me while I was in the midst of my addiction that she'd been praying about it, and God laid on her heart that God was going to allow me to get back to baseball, but it wasn't going to be about baseball. It was going to be about sharing how He brought me through the storm that I was going through in my life. And every day now, I see that coming true, and I see that happening. And so hopefully I can, by putting this in, my life story in a book, can help let people know and help inspire them to know that, no matter how far you go down, there's always a way back up.
And I imagine just even walking around the city or walking around doing a tour, a book tour, people just who don't even know you and may not even know how great of a ball player you are, but they do come up to you, want to talk about your story.
And I've said it since day one. That's what it's about. God allowed me to keep my ability to play baseball for a higher purpose. Right. And every day, batting practice, whatever. People come down, they don't know if they're going to get to talk to me or not. They're taking that chance. They're taking I guess you could say, a leap of faith as far as getting to talk to me. And it's one of those things where when I get a chance, then they get me there and they get to talking to me. I take the opportunity to talk about it. Could I have reached people being that clean-cut kid coming out of high school? Probably so. How many more people can I reach having tattoos, having an addiction problem, and been through that? How many more people can identify and say, hey, that guy's actually been through it, and come back and not made excuses and said I made a mistake and is going in the right direction?
The players who have come out and shown full honesty certainly have been received and listened, and they've been received and heard better.
Absolutely. People just respond to honesty better. I mean, to be honest, you can tell if somebody's lying. I mean, you can straight up tell if somebody's lying. Right. And so, when Pettit went through his thing, thought he handled it perfectly. Obviously, a little different situation with me. I never did anything to enhance or to cheat the game, I guess you could say.
In the book, you talk about the tattoos. I think 26 in all, and ranging the gamut from things, from demons without eyes to Christ to some things that you said you're not even sure what they represent. Did you try to get some of them removed?
Yeah, you can see these right here. I got it on both arms. This one right here was a devil face. It used to be about this dark, but as you can see, it kind of scarred up when you try to get taken off. I had this one lasered, and you can't. I mean, you can kind of see the scarring a little bit. I actually had it put back on. All it did was shade it down, but you can imagine how it hurts going on, and it times it by about 10 coming off.
Okay.
And all they do is burn it off. So,
do you think will you probably not try to? Are they part of your life story?
No, that's
now?
it. They're part of the story. It's a chapter in the book, and like I said, how many more people see me with tattoos will say, "Hey, that guy's been through something, and we can listen to that.